Right, good afternoon, listeners. Back with another heads up after a couple of weeks siesta. So, Money Shot, we've had some great racing over the last couple of weeks, and you had the lucky advantage of being at both racetracks, Taranaki and Ellerslie. And I know you were quite pleased when you saw Beefeater come back and beat Scapolo in the last few strides.
I was, Neil. Yeah, good day to you and to the listeners. It was a good day at Taranaki, actually. They moved their meeting forward a couple of weeks, avoided a clash with the Avondale Guineas and Cup meeting, and I think their Cup field, you'd have to say, was the strongest for a long time. And Beefeater sat perfectly, travelled well, as Tony Lee mentioned in the call, and attacked from about the 600, got to the front at about the 350, and just held on from Scapolo, who was thundering down the outside. But I think that horse, it's the key to it is good track conditions, and when the track was upgraded from a dead to a good, halfway through the day I thought Beefeater will do me, and the $7 divvy was pretty tasty.
Yep, that was a good ride. Good tough fella, isn't he? So he's on again tomorrow. We'll touch on him in the preview then, but a wet track tomorrow we've got ahead. But for the previous week you were at Ellerslie when the Boys Get Paid, well-known Facebook page group, had a really good day at the races, and you were right amongst it all. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I think it probably would be fair to say the largest punters club ever assembled in New Zealand, $57,000 to start the day rolling, and with the likes of Melody Bill, Julius, Embellish running a place, and Advantage winning the Crack a Million, led to a very profitable day and 136,000 return. So
Terrific.
I think it was $230 return for their $100 share. So those good, young, enthusiastic punters were very much enjoying themselves come that Saturday evening in Ellerslie.
Yeah, no, it was the right horses obviously came in with the Punters Club, and Advantage just got that perfect run, didn't she? And the 1-1, Opie Bosson on, gee, it was a good strong win.
Yeah, the ride, I'd say, won the race.
Yeah.
You could argue if She's a Thief was one spot closer, it might have been a different story, but no, the ride won the race, and too good, unbeaten Advantage. So I don't know, be interesting. How many horses have won the Crack a Million while and maintain their unbeaten record? There's a good trivia question for you, Neil. I'm guessing the answer would be 0.
Would be too. I'd agree with that too. And the Chocolate Fish, did you get it in the mail when Kapoor beat Kapita Vanessa? I'd seen it in the mail on a nice
it melted, but that's okay. I also thought that counted.
That's right.
Kapoor was a little bit unlucky in that big 3-year-old race. So
It was too.
yeah, we did. Well, your horse was caught wide, and you got to forget the run of Contessa Vanessa.
Yeah, she had no chance. At that tempo, it was the fastest tempo all day, including the sprints. So anything on the pace had little chance. Like Embellish, it was a really good run by Embellish, looking back, because, just bring it up here, the tempo was really good, and he got run down late by a good horse in Scott Base. Savvy Coat ran on well, and Dance. Really good run coming from near last for 6 and a really good sectional. So we'll get some good form out of that race. I'm sure we make some money out of that race, all right. Anything else you want to touch on from that day at all? No? Good crowd?
Very good crowd, good atmosphere. Melody Bell, $2.80. Was that the earliest and best Christmas present one could have hoped for?
It was. I just couldn't believe the odds. It was perfectly placed. We were both confident, weren't we, on the Friday? And $2.80. I know a lot of people got on at that price, and the bookies must have been suffering when it won. Won it so easily. And I said she's going to Sydney, so could it be a chance?
Yeah, no, that'd be exciting.
Yep. Okay, rightio. We'll get back with a preview of the 2 big races at Te Rapa tomorrow, and have a chat about the weather as well.
Part 2 now, listeners. All eyes are focused on Te Rapa for the Waikato Racing Club's big day tomorrow. Couple of Group 1s, the Herbie Dyke Stakes and the BCD Group Sprint. Neil, track conditions is going to be the biggest variable that all punters have to look into before they make their selections, I'd suggest, in these 2 big races.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're doing this at 1:30 on Friday afternoon, and the track is currently a dead 5, and there's a big blue blob coming south from up Auckland way, and so you think the forecast is for 30 millimetres of rain today, so it's going to be no better than dead 5. It is a quick drying track, as we know, but looking maybe dead 6, slow 7 track, and the inside could go off, so just a sort of a wait and see day, isn't it, really? But, good racing though, good horses. So what are you keen on? Anything at all at this stage with jumping on a wet track?
It's very hard to predict. As I said earlier, Beefeater you'd only back on a good dead 4 sort of track. Devise, Promise to Rain, similar, so there's a few you'd probably rule out if the track got wet, and you'd imagine they'd probably be scratched anyway. Lizzie Lamore, you'd think she'd get a wet track. She'd have to be the hardest to beat, probably both on wet or good going, but tricky to know, really.
Yeah, it is. It's Lizzie Lamore does look the obvious one on a wet track, and she's won there on a slow track over 1400 metres when she was an R65 company, but the way she finished off at Ellerslie, off a tempo that suited the on-pace runners, back up to 2000 metres, she won the Bone Crusher at Weight for Age at Ellerslie on a dead 5 track, so you think they'd press forward. She can jump pretty well. If you jump well, she'll be on the pace. So $3 though, hard to say if that's value, but it is, like you say, it's hard to find one. Wait a sec, I suppose. It's got to be a reasonable value after winning going well last week. I thought it was a reasonable run, improver's run. One on a slow track, one on a heavy track, so he does look the main danger. But anything else early on you like in those good races?
Well, the other one, the sprint, obviously Cowie, everyone saw his run last time, but he'd have a big question mark on him if the track got downgraded to, say, a slow. Packing Eagle, you'd think, might handle a wet track, but yeah, I don't know. It's, until you see how the track's playing, it's very hard to confidently label anything really tomorrow.
Yeah, it's either put Cowie out to $2.30 up until 5 p.m. today with the bookies, which is too late for people after they hear this. But yeah, he maps to get wide, and like I say, if the inside goes off, which it can do, and they get out to the centre of the track, it's going to be an ideal place for him. But if it is a 127, 128 track, he's in trouble. But if they're going, what's the race before race 7? How far is that? It's that's 1400 metres too. If they break 126, I think he'll be safe. If they go slower than 126 off a genuine tempo, Cowie could be in trouble. But yeah, trickier race. How about that 3-year-old fillies race? I'm really looking forward to that race all day, actually.
It should be a cracker, actually. Dijon Bleu, the form filly at the moment. Kapoor, so consistent. A couple of up-and-comers with big raps on them, Milcien and Rondinella. I think you found something right outside the square, though, Neil. Yeah,
I really like Marcelina. She hasn't won a race, but from the Baker Forsman stable, she's an ideal Oaks type. She's got a chance tomorrow. I do like her tomorrow, but I like even more for the Oaks, because in her last start there, she came home in the 4th fastest last 200 metres, and if you watch the race, you'll see her coming home strongly after being 3 wide and in the open most of the way off a fast run pace. So that was an excellent run, even though she was 11th of 17 runners. In the start before, she came home strongly for 3rd behind Contessa Vanessa and beat Mark Two, etc. on a slow track. So she relaxes nicely, good long stride and neck on her. I think 26s and 8s in the Oaks. I've backed already on that. But I do like her. But I know you're keen on the stablemate.
I like Milcien. I think this will be a top-line horse, whether she makes it this preparation or later on in her career. But she's a pretty impressive thoroughbred for mine, and I think she'll be going very close tomorrow, and also in the Oaks. So we've got the Baker Forsman Quinella lined up there, Neil, but I feel a chocolate fish coming on at least.
Oh, definitely. No, I'm keen on Marcelina, especially with the wet track. Not too sure on Milciano on a wet track, but I'll be confident with Marcelina. So definitely I'll take you on for a nice chocolate fish there. I see Kapor, Dijon Bleu at 240 I thought was a bit short. The wet track would suit her, I presume. And Belle de Nord, good run last start in a strong field, but she was a bit keen last time. And our old mate Rondanella's in there, so I hope she does a really
Yeah, after the little vet problem last time.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how she bounces back. She could be the forgotten horse. Everyone might jump off her like we have, and she might get under everyone's guard, win and pay $10 or $12.
That's right, yeah. That's a really interesting race. I'm looking forward to that race all day, actually, out of the whole lot. Okay, so we've got our chocolate fish bet sorted out. Right, come back with part 3 and see if they've got anything for our sports listeners. Okay, back with part 3 now. On Monday afternoon, the Super Bowl was on, and I actually enjoyed that game. Money Shot, did you take that game?
I caught bits of it.
Yep.
I had other things on, but it was a high scoring game. I think it was pretty much the highest scoring Super Bowl of all time. I think pretty much close to it anyway. And it looked for all money that New England were going to do what they normally do and come back and win it, but no, not this time. Philadelphia held on and got their first ever Super Bowl victory, so good on the Eagles.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady will have to wait another year to get his 6th championship.
Yep. No, and I said we've got the rugby starting up next week, so do you want to keep your powder dry until next week? Rather than...
We'll keep our powder dry. There's the Tens, Global Tens in Brisbane this weekend, but it's a bit of hard to get a gauge on what's going to happen there, and a few old timers are returning, Carlos Spencer and co, so it's probably a bit of a festival sort of occasion, so not really one you'd want to get too seriously involved in from a punting perspective. But yep, Super Rugby back next week, and your favourite sport, the NRL, the Rugby League, in a couple of weeks after that, so we'll hold fire and we'll start attacking once those competitions get underway.
Okay, and we thought we'd start up a new part in the part 4 area where we'll discuss a form analysis tip. And this week we thought we'd kick off with horses running 3 wide or wider during the running, and are they worth following up next start, and which ones are the best ones to follow up next start. So, Money Shot, I know you enjoy the horses that have been posted 3 wide, and the next start, if they're well placed, you'll be on them. So, what do you think?
Well, like you said, you nailed it with Marcelina. Horses with that 3 wide, and might only finish 6th or 7th. 4, 5, 6 lengths off the winner type of thing.
Yeah.
When, in theory, they should deserve to drop out and run sort of second last or last, but they keep fighting. And I like them when they're drawn well next time, because you basically know there's no way they're going to be caught 3 wide if they've drawn 1, 2 or 3, that sort of thing. And I had a little bit of success using that strategy at Tico the other day, Neil, with horses in the first and the last race. Lady Paynton, and she was caught 3 wide at her previous start and got the chocolates in race 1, and then BT Junior's half sister, Princess LJ, winning the last at juicy $19 odds, was caught 3 wide here at Tauranga, but drew the 1 at Tico and duly delivered.
It did too. That run at Tauranga was really good because the tempo was strong all the way. And she really did. She held her ground, didn't she? So it was a really good effort, being 3 wide in the open all the way, and to come out and pay $19.80. It is a really good value bet. So I've got the formula for working out how far horses run around a bend if they're caught a bit wider. Now the formula is pi times the radius. So basically at Te Rapa tomorrow, for horses on the rail, it won't cover any extra ground, but for every 2 metres they are out from the rail, you can add an extra 6 metres around that bend from the 800 metre mark to the 400 metre mark. So, which the 6 metres is about 3 lengths, which is quite significant, especially if they're in the open, working in that breeze. And, so that gives you some idea of how much extra they're working. Now there's pluses and minuses, aren't there, for working out if it was a good run or a mediocre run. And the tempo's got to be the key. If they go strong up front, obviously, and it's caught 3 wide in the open, and sticks on reasonably well like Princess LJ, give it a good draw next start, and it's worth a good look at, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If they go slow, maybe a bit doubtful next start.
Here's a question for you, Neil.
Yeah.
Were you a maths teacher back in the day?
When I was primary teaching, I used to enjoy teaching maths. It's a love. So
very very good analysis there. Well done.
Yeah.
Remembering your trigonometry and your pi and all those things.
Yeah. So I remember speaking to David Walsh too. He said, and we mentioned this before, was if you got cover, it just makes so much difference on a track than being in the open. So a horse has got something to follow. They can relax better. So that's another obvious factor to take into account if it's 3 wide with cover.
I know we're changing codes here, but doesn't that make the run of Lazarus running 3 wide around about 6 or 8 bends at
That's right. Yeah.
Fremantle, all the better.
Okay, folks, time for the B&Bs, the brickbats and bouquets. Money shot. You got anything in either camp there?
Well, we'll start with a brickbat. Having a plan B and implementing a plan D. We see it in Australia at this time of the year with the heat policy and
Yes.
meetings either been moved forward earlier in the day or moved a day forward or back, depending on if the day that the meeting's being planned for is too hot. Why can't we have that in New Zealand, especially the examples being Thames and Woodville, where I think it was pretty much on the cards those meetings were going to be in trouble 2 or 3 days out with the forecast and the fact those tracks aren't the best in terms of if there is a little bit of rain without major irrigation. So having that plan B in place, I think, is something we need to look at as an industry as a whole. Australia seem to be able to do it, so why can't we?
Yeah. No, I agree. It should be done more often. They were 2 classic examples. Yep, I agree 100% there. And we mentioned it before, I think the Taranaki initiative with the 100k race, 10k entries for the maidens, sounds like a good idea. And I see it'll be open from 2 or 3 months beforehand, where horses can win races before that race, like a special conditions race, rather than the perception being horses wouldn't try and win races until they accepted. But no, I think the concept is great, and I'm sure it'll take off, and maybe we get a few more of those types of races throughout the year.
So basically an Everest for the maidens, using the example that Sydney gave us this spring, and people buy a slot and then fill it with either their own horse or they sell it on to a promising maiden and do a deal behind the scenes to split the prize money as such.
Yep, excellent idea. And okay, and multi-question. I've made quite a tricky one this time. Open to anybody who wants to have a go. What's it going to be?
Well, the big Group 1 sprint, the BCD sprint, first time sponsors, but I think back in the day this race was known as the Waikato Draft Sprint, and a pretty fair horse by the name of Sunline won this race twice. And what we want to know is what was the total combined winning margin of Sunline's 2 victories in the Waikato Draft Sprint. I'll give you a clue. It is a full number. It's not. There's no halves or 3/4. It's the two winning margins equate to a full number. So the number of lengths in Sunline's 2 victories. If you don't know, just have a stab in the dark. If you know how to look it up, do that, and you could be winning the multi-comp. And a free $20 multi, courtesy of Neil. And best way to get your entries in, Neil?
Yeah, if they text me on 027 352 6402 or formpro@formpro.co.nz, email me at that. And before 9pm tonight, and I'll let you know soon after 9pm if you're in or not. And don't forget what the Form Pro ratings are free on a Monday, proving really popular, and David's doing some lay of the days and bet of the days there and having good regular success. does his homework well. So look out for that on Monday too. Hopefully we get a decent day tomorrow for Te Rapa. Should clear up, you'd hopefully think so, but the forecast is for a few shares, but just a wait and see job, isn't it, Money Shot?
It certainly is. Yeah, there's some good horses and good races here, but you just got to hope that the rain doesn't cause too much havoc around track conditions, late scratchings and the like.
Yeah, and I see if Kobe wins tomorrow, he equals what was the horse's name that won the Telegraph, etc.? Mufasa, yeah, eight Group 1 wins, he'll equal that, and hopefully go on to better that next campaign. So, top horse, hope he wins tomorrow. And can't think of anything else, so we'll sign off there. And so everyone, happy punting, make plenty of money, and we'll catch you next week.